Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at the 6 worst new motorcycles that almost everyone ends up regretting after buying. Number 6. Honda Shadow Phantom. The Honda Shadow Phantom is one of those machines that gives off full bad boy vibes at first glance, but once you ride it, it behaves like it's permanently stuck behind a minivan in rush hour traffic. With its blackout styling, low seat, and just enough attitude, you can easily fool yourself into thinking you're snagging something genuinely cool for around $8,000. But the moment you actually sit on it, reality hits you harder than waiting in a never-moving DMV line. That 745cc V-twin engine delivers about the same excitement level as a cup of decaf. It's fine for slow city cruising, but once you try getting onto the highway, you'll instantly regret not choosing literally anything with more power. It's not just slow. It's the kind of slow that makes you double-check if the parking brake is somehow still on. Comfort isn't the saving grace either. Imagine sitting on a park bench someone attached wheels to. The rear suspension is stiff enough to make sure every pothole your city ignored becomes your personal problem. And while a low seat height sounds great at first, it also means cornering clearance is a complete joke. You'll scrape pegs way before the fun begins. Then comes the tech, or actually, the lack of it. No ride modes, no traction control, and depending on the market, even ABS isn't guaranteed. For nearly $9,000, you'd expect more than a basic speedometer paired with instant disappointment. And trying to sell it later? The resale value falls faster than your enthusiasm after your first ride. Bottom line, the Shadow Phantom looks over performance. You pay mainly for the style, while the riding experience leaves you feeling cheated. Number 5. Harley-Davidson Nightster. The Harley-Davidson Nightster claims to deliver classic Harley character in a modern minimalist package, yet somehow manages to stumble in every direction. It starts at just over $13,000, which sounds fine until you realize how much you're actually missing. That 975cc Revolution Max engine looks impressive on paper, but on the road it feels more mediocre than menacing. It completely lacks the thump, grunt, and personality that make people buy Harleys in the first place. Instead of a raw American cruiser, what you get feels like a confused machine searching for an identity. As for build quality, it feels more plastic fantastic than premium. For a company known for metal-heavy legends, the Nightster feels like Harley cut corners and hoped no one noticed. The suspension is so stiff it could shake loose your fillings, and the ergonomics feel confused, like Harley couldn't pick between relaxed cruiser comfort and cafe racer aggression. So they settled awkwardly in the middle. The real punchline comes when you add taxes, dealer fees, and the few upgrades needed just to make the bike tolerable. Suddenly you're staring at $16,000 and wondering why you didn't just buy a used Fat Bob that actually has character. In the end, the Nightster shows you exactly how to spend a lot while still feeling like you didn't get enough. It might tempt budget Harley shoppers at first glance, but after riding it for a bit, you'll quickly realize this isn't the bike you brag about. It's the one you trade in as quickly as... Number 4. Kawasaki Eliminator. The Kawasaki Eliminator is the kind of motorcycle that appears fun until you ride it long enough to realize it's more like a Craigslist listing nobody wants to respond to. Sitting just under $7,000, it tries to present itself as a modern cruiser, but what you actually get is beginner bike energy with a midlife crisis twist. Sure, it's light and low, but once you pass 55 miles per hour, that 451cc parallel twin starts acting like it's doing a job it despises. Crank the throttle and you'll quickly understand this isn't the muscle cruiser the name tries to imply. It's more like that gym membership you forget about but keep paying for. Comfort isn't much better. The seat feels like Kawasaki modeled it after a cafeteria tray. After about 45 minutes, your lower back will be raising the surrender flag. The rear shocks don't help either, especially if you weigh over 160 lb or live anywhere with actual roads, like pretty much all of Michigan. Despite the urban rebel looks, there's no gear indicator, so you'll be guessing your shifts like a tourist lost in Times Square. Fuel economy is okay, but with only a 3.7-gallon tank, you'll be stopping for gas more than you'd expect from a commuter-focused bike. And when it comes to resale, with so many better options at this price point, the Eliminator sits in the used listings longer than an ignored Tinder match. In short, it tries to act cool but ends up feeling like a cheap cover version of a classic. If you're thinking of buying one, maybe eliminate that idea first. Number 3. BMW R18. The BMW R18 is a huge, stunning cruiser that absolutely draws attention, but once you buy it, that attention is for all the wrong reasons. Starting around $16,000 and easily climbing over $20,000 with a couple options, it's a serious investment for something that ends up sitting in garages more than on the road. On paper, it's dripping with retro attitude and German engineering. In real-world riding, though, it's a clumsy, overly styled machine trying to compete with Harley but tripping over itself. That massive 1,800cc boxer twin makes plenty of torque, but in town it's overkill, and in traffic it feels downright stubborn. And the weight? This beast is nearly 800 lb. Try pushing it around a parking lot or doing a tight U-turn without looking like you're wrestling an industrial appliance. Maintenance costs also come with that classic BMW premium. Oil changes, valve adjustments, and replacement parts aren't cheap. Drop it. And surprisingly, many new owners do, and the repair bill will make you rethink your life choices. And let's not even get started on resale. The value drops faster than day-old guacamole. In the end, the R18 is all style and very little substance. It looks amazing on the dealer floor, but once you own it, it becomes the motorcycle equivalent of a disappointing blind date. Beautiful, uncomfortable, and nearly impossible to get rid of. Number 2. Harley-Davidson Road Glide. The Harley-Davidson Road Glide is a $25,000 tribute to wind tunnel fairings, loud pipes, and buyer's remorse. On paper, it's the ultimate touring machine with that iconic Harley vibe and a frame-mounted fairing. But reality steps in right after the down payment clears. First off, it rides like a sofa that partied too hard last night. Weighing nearly 900 lb, it's more land yacht than tourer, especially in stop-and-go traffic. Slow-speed handling turns into a lower-body workout, and parking feels like trying to dock a cruise ship without water. The infotainment system might look impressive in advertising, but in real use, it behaves like it was designed by someone unfamiliar with smartphones. Laggy touchscreen, glitchy navigation, constant Bluetooth dropouts. Long trips start feeling endless. Then comes the heat issue. The Milwaukee 8 engine throws off enough warmth to toast bread within 10 miles. For the price, you'd expect a plush ride, yet the suspension reacts to every pothole like a personal attack. Fuel economy? Expected to become best friends with your local gas station attendants. And while the exhaust note is iconic, it doubles as a neighborhood alarm clock. Not exactly ideal for peaceful Sunday morning rides. Depreciation is harsh. It hits harder than a hardtail crossing train tracks. Bottom line, the Road Glide isn't terrible, but it's an extremely pricey reminder why long test rides matter. Number 1. Indian Chief. The Indian Chief is the perfect example of style beating out substance. It looks like $17,000 worth of rolling American artwork, but after a week of ownership, it becomes clear most of that money went toward chrome instead of performance. On paper, you get a hefty 111 cubic inch engine and classic cruiser styling that screams attitude. On the road, though, it moves like a 700 lb barge trying to navigate a parking lot. It corners with about as much enthusiasm as a worn-out Buffalo. For a supposedly modern bike, the technology feels stuck in 2009. No ride modes, barely any safety features, and a tiny digital display that makes an old iPod look futuristic. Ride comfort isn't much better. The suspension feels like it was tuned by someone who thinks potholes build character. Highway rides become future chiropractor visits, while city streets feel like off-roading. Heat management? This bike roasts your legs like it's auditioning for a barbecue competition. Maintenance isn't easy either. Indian's dealer network isn't huge, so unless you're near a major city, finding service within 50 miles becomes a challenge. Parts are expensive, wait times are long, and the resale value drops just as quickly as your excitement after the first month. In the end, the Indian Chief is gorgeous sitting in your driveway, but every ride serves as a reminder of the questionable decision you made. And that's the list. We've reached the end of the video. Don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel for more content coming soon.